Hey there guys, hope you're all keeping well. I'm Paul the Tech Giant, and today on the channel we're going to be doing a brightness and reflection test on my new 65-inch LG G1 OLED. Now the way that we're going to do this is by first starting off with some 4K standard dynamic range footage, or SDR for short. Then we'll move on to some bright scene footage, which will be in 4K high dynamic range, or HDR, and then on to some darker scene footage, which will also be in 4K HDR. Big thanks to the guys at box.co.uk for sending over the LG G1, and if you are looking to purchase a new TV for yourself, then please go and check out their link in the description. Right, first starting off then with the 4K SDR footage, and we're going to get up the picture settings. And what we're going to do is reset them back to the factory default. So that is back to factory now on the standard mode. So I'll just show you what it's at. So OLED light is at 80 and the peak brightness is off. So let's just take a look at that, throw that remote down there. And to be fair, so no, it's not whacked up all the way. I think that looks pretty good. Now, obviously, there is loads of different combinations with different picture modes and that. So I think setting it back to the factory default for this is a good way to start off this testing, but I will adjust it up a little bit in just a second. Let's go around to the side. As usual, amazing viewing angles. One thing about these OLEDs is the viewing angles are just out of this world. But let's move around to the other side, and this is where we're going to see one of the downsides potentially with these OLEDs, and that is the reflections, because it is quite a reflective screen. As you can see there, may be an issue for some, depending on the angle that you have your TV mounted in relation to any windows. But as far as brightness levels go, just pull back a little bit there. I think that's doing a very good job indeed. Back to the picture settings again now then. We're going to go to Advanced, Brightness, and let's just turn that all the way up. And then we go to the peak brightness, whack that on high, and let's take a look at what that is like. And yeah, that is nice and bright. Again, a lot of people say that OLEDs aren't bright TVs. I don't think they are dim at all. Don't get me wrong, against some of the very bright TVs, obviously it's going to look dimmer, but I wouldn't say that they are dark screens at all. I mean, look at that. I think that is really, really good, and the picture quality is just amazing. But I just don't know where people say that they struggle to see these TVs. Now, I must admit that this new G1, as you can see, there's the box for it now, is meant to be their new Evo panel, which with, you know, software and whatnot, basically is meant to give you an extra 20% brightness. How this is actually coming across in real world compared to the other sort of OLEDs that aren't meant to be as bright, well, we will see in a future video, because I'll be testing this out against my current LG C10 that we also have. But yeah, even with that brightness turned up there, we still can see those reflections. So yeah, still something worth considering if you are purchasing one of these TVs. But yeah, brightness levels, standard dynamic range, but turned all the way up. Look at that. I think that's perfectly fine. I can't see why anyone would complain. Right, as you can see by the top right hand corner, we are in HDR footage now. So this is 4K HDR, if I just quickly show you. There we go, 4K. And yeah, HDR. Obviously, this is my own footage, as you can probably tell. And again, very, very bright. This is, you can see how bright it is on my, let me just rewind that back there, on my vest, how bright that white is. Nice and crisp. That is a mint looking picture. So go around to the side. Again, viewing angles, absolutely mental. Really nice and bright. That The way it just like pops off the wall looks great, especially with that wallpaper. Dare I say so myself. I know a lot of people think that it is brickwork, but no, it's just wallpaper. Going around to the side, again, maybe this footage isn't the best because we've got that blue there, but we are still seeing those reflections. So even with that extra brightness, it potentially is still an issue. Go to a wider shot there. And yeah, as long as you aren't sort of getting those reflections directly onto the screen, you are not going to have a problem with viewing that. Even with, you know, quite a lot of light coming through the window. Maybe if it was directly onto the screen, it may be more of an issue. But in the mornings, we do have some direct sunlight. And again, we don't really struggle with it that much. So I don't think these TVs are too bad at all. Right, something a bit more challenging. HDR again, as you've probably seen up in the top right-hand corner. So we have some very bright parts and some very dark parts to the scene. Again, this is my own footage. If you want to go and check out these videos for yourself, I'll put all the links in the description. Some of these, as you can see, are very good to test out on your TV because they do look really, really nice. Look how contrasty that looks. You know, there's pure blacks there and the bright whites. Again, moving around to the side. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. But now let's really put it to the test and start moving around. And there they are, those reflections coming through there. Obviously not having so much of an impact on the brighter scenes, but on the darker scenes, those dark areas are just disappearing and turning into a mirror of what is outside. So there you go. Hopefully that has given you guys just an idea of what you can expect when it comes to different scenes with this TV. Oh, and by the way, the HDR modes are all just the standard HDR mode. So don't want to get you guys confused with the different HDR modes that there are, but yeah, just the standard mode, and it's factory default again on this one. Well, there you go then, guys. Now, like I said, if you'd like to see the comparison video between my G1 and C10 when it comes to comparing the brightness levels, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell icon so you get notified of that upload. And if you have enjoyed this video today, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. So, thanks very much for joining me, and hopefully I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye for now.